Detroit Tigers under clear skies tonight and beautiful weather here at the ballpark. Justin Verlander towing the slab tonight in search of his 17th victory of this 2009 campaign. Here's the Toronto starting lineup for this one here tonight. It features Marco Scutaro, the shortstop. Aaron Hill will bat second and play second base. Adam Lind is the designated hitter, followed by Vernon Wells in center field. Lyle Overbay is at first base. Edwin Encarnacion, the third baseman. They got Jose Bautista in right. Kyle Phillips making his big league debut tonight catching, and Travis Snyder is batting ninth and playing left field. Here is the Dodge scouting report on Justin Verlander.
Well, Justin Verlander has been outstanding the last couple of times he has gone out there. He has 15 strikeouts. The opponent's batting average just 200 against JV. However, he has not been good in his 2 starts against this Blue Jays team. They tacked 8 earned runs on him the very first start of this year, and he comes in leading the American League with 230 strikeouts. Let's take a look at the defenders behind Verlander in the game. You've got Rayburn, who gets a lot of the starts in the outfield when left-handers are on the mound. Granderson back out there for the 3rd consecutive start against the left-hander. Ordonez, he's hot. He's in right. Inge, Everett, Polanco, Cabrera round out the infield, and Gerald Laird is back behind the plate once again here tonight.
So Verlander ready to go to work. He will face Scutaro, Hill, and Lind in the first inning. Tigers with a victory here tonight will get a split in this 4-game series. And then Kansas City comes to town. We are really starting to count them down now. 20 games left. The Tigers come into play tonight with a 5.5 game lead in the American League Central Division. Marco Scutaro will lead things off. It'll be Scutaro, Hill, and Lind against the Tigers ace. 82 degrees our game time temperature for this one tonight. And the first pitch of the ball game is in there for a strike. Up with the right hand goes Tim Timmons. Scutaro batting .283, 4 for 11 in this series so far against the Tigers. Verlander pours in another fastball, and quickly the count 0-2.
It's going to be very important for Verlander to work ahead all night long against this Blue Jays team. Yeah, they can swing the sticks, especially their first 4 hitters.
The 0-2 pitch is sailing outside. 96 on the gun early here for Verlander.
Scutaro has been one of your better leadoff hitters in the American League this year, but you don't hear a whole lot about him. You hear a lot about Ichiro. You hear a lot about Derek Jeter, but not a lot about Scutaro.
And he takes strike 3. Verlander coming right at him with a fastball, and Scutaro just stood there for strike 3. One gone.
Well located fastball. A little high, but on the black outside, and Scutaro could not pull the trigger.
That'll bring up Aaron Hill, the number 2 hitter, 5 for 15 in this series against Tigers pitching. 97 RBIs this year for their 2-hole hitter.
Verlander already throwing hard. That last fastball at 96, but the majority of the fastballs that Justin will throw in this game will be above 95 miles an hour.
1 ball and 1 strike. Verlander has just picked up another strikeout, giving him 231. Tops in the American League. Tim Lincecum leads all major leaguers with 233 strikeouts for the San Francisco Giants. And Verlander should surpass that tonight. 1-2 on Aaron Hill.
I think Lincecum getting a start today on the West Coast as well.
Ooh, good point. I think you're right. So they'll be battling tonight. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, he's facing Colorado as Lincecum this evening. 2-2. Fouled back out of play. So Hill trying to finish strong and get to the 100 RBI plateau. He has 97. And just having a fabulous year, a breakout year for Aaron Hill, who played in just 55 games last year after suffering a concussion. He collided with David Eckstein and missed a good majority of the season. Back out of play.
Hill comes in leading the American League in total bases with 299.
We have not seen the Blue Jays obviously since opening day in Toronto in that 4-game series, and most of the season passes you by, and all of a sudden here in September you look up at some of these numbers the Blue Jays have put up and it's somewhat startling. Adam Lind, the man on deck, also having a big year. Here's another foul back out of play. Hill with 32 home runs. He leads all major league second basemen in homers and in RBIs. And Verlander trying to put him away. On the ground left side, base hit. Took a breaking ball and hammers it to left, a 1-out single.
That's a slider. Yeah, that Verlander gave up that hit on to Hill. And if you have not been with us, Verlander is now throwing the slider. And that one stayed up. And that's not a real good one, and that allowed Hill to get out in front of it and find that hole between short and third. He'll throw about 6 or 7 a game and probably throw 2 really good ones. The majority of the sliders he has been throwing have been just like that.
So here's Adam Lind.
But he was trying to figure a way to get Hill out. Hill was fouling off all those fastballs.
28 home runs for Lind and 97 driven in as well.
Good looking young hitter. Sprays the ball all around the ballpark with power. He can beat you in a lot of different directions.
Now it's the Blue Jays team offensively that is among the league leaders in hits. They also don't strike out all that much. 3rd fewest strikeouts in the American League, behind the Orioles and the Angels.
This Blue Jays team used to be a team that tried to work counts and tried to get base on balls and always took the very first strike. But since Cito Gaston has taken over and brought in his buddy Gene Tennis, the hitting coach, those days are over. They're not looking to work counts. They're looking to do some damage on fastballs, which they've been able to do a lot of this year.
3rd in the American League in total hits with over 1,300 hits this year.
Gene Tennis was on Cito's staff when they won those back-to-back world championships in the early 90s as well.
2-2 on Lind.
Cito just went back and got his buddies.
Go back in time and work back then.
Yeah, Nick Label, third base coach, was also on that staff.
Here's the 2-2. Bouncing ball hit to the right side. Cabrera fires to second one. Verlander covers, and that's a double play. Tigers have turned a lot of those so far in this homestand. They get a nifty one, 3-6-1 to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 1st, no score. Eye Institute. Ryan Rayburn leads it off. He'll play in left field, followed by Placido Polanco at second, Maglio Ordonez in right. Miguel Cabrera cleaning up, then Marcus Thames the DH. Brandon Inge is playing third base. You've got Granderson, Laird, and Everett rounding out the Tigers' starting 9 in this one here tonight. The Bernstein Advantage brings you the scouting report on David Percy of the Blue Jays. Get the Bernstein Advantage. We go to bat for you.
And the Tigers saw Percy that opening week, I should say, in Toronto. He made 4 starts in April, but he was way too wild. He was walking too many. They sent him back down to the minor leagues where he made 24 starts. And now he's back in the big leagues, and he's had a little trouble with the Tigers in his first couple of starts he's had against them.
So we'll see what the second go-round this year in the big leagues produces for Percy. Big kid, 6'5", 235, born in Dallas, Texas.
They come big in Texas.
Ryan Rayburn with 11 home runs and a .280 batting average. Seeing more and more of this now against left-handers. Rayburn, because he has been so hot, is spelling Granderson at the top of the lineup. Curtis again here tonight, batting in the 7th slot. The 1-1. Percy is 27 years old. In the month of April was 0-2 with a 7 ERA and then was sent packing to Las Vegas. AAA in the PCL and had a nice year down there. Driven deep left field. Is it going to stay fair? It is gone. A home run. A line drive laser off the bat of Ryan Rayburn. 1-0 Tigers.
Rayburn got himself in a pretty nice fastball count, and he got the fastball inside right around the belt buckle, and he absolutely laced it. And Ryan Rayburn was telling me yesterday he's feeling about as comfortable now in the batter's box as he has ever felt playing in the major leagues.
Boy, it sure looks like it. He came into this game batting .346 in his last 39.
He says a lot of that has to do with Jim Leland and the confidence that Leland has continued to show in him. Rayburn got off to a little bit of a slow start, but Jim just continued to put him in there. And because of that, he's comfortable now.
His other leadoff home run was July of '07 against the Kansas City Royals. So Rayburn doing what Granderson likes to do, and that's lead off a game with a homer. His career high 12th. There's Placido Polanco. Missed it high and away, and he falls way behind Polanco. 3-1.
Percy's got a good arm, anywhere from 91 to 94 with the fastball, but just throws way too many pitches. Pitches away from contact.
There's ball 4, so the first 2 Tigers reach.
And Percy led their AAA team in wins, also strikeouts with 109, but you see the 78 base on balls, and that pretty much has been his problem. And that's why they sent him back to the minors at the end of April after just 4 starts.
Well, one of the things that Percy said that he was working on in the minor leagues was to quicken his pace, and we've seen him come out here and throw at a pretty good pace already in this game. Let's see if it slows down now with a man on base. Maglio takes it outside. Tigers have the lead on the Rayburn homer. Polanco has just walked. Ball high, 2-0, and that's going to bring Kyle Phillips, the rookie, out to the mound.
Let's take a look at the Jays defense behind Percy. You've got Snyder in the outfield along with Wells and Bautista. Encarnacion at third, Scooter on short. Very talented second baseman Hill. Overbay back out there once again, and Phillips behind the plate.
Here's the youngster Kyle Phillips. First big league game. There's a strike call, 2-1.
You think Cito could have given him a tougher matchup than Verlander?
That's true. There you go, kid. Good luck to you.
Welcome to the big league, son.
That dude you're facing tonight, he's going for a Cy Young. Low and away again. Run it to 3-1.
And good hitters count right here for Maglio. And I don't think Percy has the confidence to throw anything other than a fastball. At least he has not shown that confidence to this point. And if Maglio does what he's been doing a lot of in this series, he won't try to pull this fastball. He'll try to hit it right past Hill, the second baseman, in the right field, which would allow Polanco to get all the way to third base.
Outside, it's another walk. This may be turning into a big inning for the Tigers. 2 on, nobody out, and a run in.
Brad Arnsberg, the pitching coach.
Well, Percy last year made his big league debut against the Tigers, and in that game, maybe a little bit of foreshadowing, he went 4 1/3 and walked 7 in that game.
Didn't lose though,
which is odd in itself.
Yeah, 7 walks, you should lose.
Here's Cabrera. He's trying to make him pay for the 2 walks here. There's a strike, 0-1 on the Tigers cleanup man.
Looks like the Tigers' approach today against Percy is one of patience. May as well be.
.335 for Cabrera this year. 89 RBIs. He's got 2 standing out there right now. Cabrera has homered in the series. And he takes a strike in the inside corner, 1-2.
It's a good call right there by the youngster Phillips. Very apparent that all the fastballs that Percy had thrown to Polanco and Maglio were missing outside, so the youngster Phillips called for a fastball inside, and that makes you concentrate a little bit more as a left-hander to pull that arm across your body, and he hit the glove for a strike.
Wave and a miss. Down goes Cabrera. That's a big out for Percy.
Nice job. Back-to-back fastballs inside.
So that's going to bring up Marcus Thames. Marcus has been hot. He is 8 for his last 16 at bats. Average up to 260. Polanco, the runner, at second base. Ordonez down at first base. They each have walked in this inning. And Marcus takes outside, 1-0. Thames the DH tonight for Detroit. They have Rayburn playing at left field. High again, 2 balls and no strikes on Marcus Thames. 273 this year against lefties. 9 of his 13 homers against righties. Outside, 3-0. So Percy about to walk the bases loaded here. You've got Inge waiting on deck. Verlander given some offense early in this game with a run on the homer by Rayburn. There's a strike, 3-1. Hit hard and foul. He almost got that thing inside the bag at third, but it goes to 3-2 on Thames. Got that shot of Verlander. Nobody's sitting anywhere near Justin.
That is always the case when Verlander's on the mound.
There's a lot of room.
He's got that nervous energy going too, doesn't he? Very little reward here versus the risk if you start the runners with one out. If you get a strikeout, you'll get a throw out at third, maybe even second. And Marcus has been known to swing and miss on occasion. But we'll see what Jim's thinking.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I'd be real surprised if they started Polanco and Ordonez here. Percy, meanwhile, trying to avoid walking the bases full. And there go the runners. And it's popped up. Foul and back out of play.
Puts a little pressure on Marcus. Marcus knows what the signs are. He knows that Polanco is running. He also knows that Maglio is taking off. And they're not necessarily trying to steal the base, although Polanco had a very good lead. But if you're Maglio and you're the trail runner, you need to get a good jump as well, because usually catchers will throw behind to that second runner. They won't try to get the out at third. But as I was saying, Marcus, knowing that they're running, at least that last 3-2 pitch, and really needs to concentrate, put the ball in play.
They go again, and it's driven toward left field. Snyder coming over, and the runners have to retreat. 2 outs. Well, this game tonight is available in crystal clear high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD. It's sponsored by Comcast. You mentioned a great night for baseball here. The temperature in the 80s as we wind down the month of September, hopefully into the postseason as well. And the Tigers can help themselves out with a split in this series. Again, they came in 5.5 up on Minnesota tonight. Brandon Inge steps in now with 2 on, 2 out. And he misses low. Good pickup by Phillips.
Brandon has had a pretty nice approach the last couple of evenings here at Comerica Park. He has simply been trying to hit the ball up the middle and the other way, therefore not spinning off the baseball with his upper half. That front shoulder staying locked and loaded, which keeps your head down and allows you to make more contact. And really good approach lately.
Well, he had one of the big hits in the ball game yesterday. Tigers winning that game 7-2. And in that game, Inge had that 2-run single in the 8th, which lengthened the lead. You see the percentage of runs scored with 2 outs. Tigers up there with some of the best teams in baseball. Well, a few of them at least. 1 ball, 1 strike on Brandon Inge.
Percy, for the most part, has thrown fastball after fastball after fastball. Not many breaking balls, not many changeups at all, and is having a very difficult time at throwing strikes. 28 pitches, 16 of which have missed the strike zone. There you go.
2-2.
He couldn't have picked a better count to throw that breaking ball for a strike either.
So this will be his 30th pitch coming up in this first inning, with Granderson waiting on deck. Breaking ball high, run it full at 3-2, and the runners will be on the move here. So the long first inning for David Percy continues. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. He threw a fastball up, and Inge unable to catch it. A couple of strikeouts for Percy. Tigers get on the board first, though, on the Ryan Rayburn home run. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank, standing the test of time since 1849. Your Motor City Dodge dealers. On demand from Comcast, a variety of entertainment for much less than a night out at the movies. And by Arby's Bacon Cheddar Roast Burger Sandwich. Try it today. It'll have you saying, I'm thinking Arby's. I'm thinking the Tigers got themselves a leadoff home run from Ryan Rayburn to give them a 1-0 lead. And Verlander back to work now in the second, facing Vernon Wells, Lyle Overbay, and Edwin Encarnacion. It has been some kind of series for Wells, not only offensively. He is 6 for 10, but the way he's played defense out in center field, he has gotten to just about everything hit that way. As he cuts and misses 0-2. Wells right now enjoying a 7-game hitting streak. He has perked up offensively.
Wells, good fastball hitter, but he can't catch up to the fastball where that last one was. That's for sure.
That's back behind home and back out of play.
It's one of the things I've noticed about Verlander lately. He has gone to the fastball's belt buckle or higher in the mid-90s, which is something that Jim Leland has been trying to get him to do for a couple of years. You always hear pitching coaches talk about working down at the knees, working at the bottom of the strike zone, but when you're overpowering like Verlander, go ahead and climb the ladder with that fastball. It looks enticing to the hitter, and most guys cannot catch up to it. A lot easier to hit the fastball that's down in the strike zone. All you have to do is drop the barrel of the bat right over the heart of the plate.
1-2 on Vernon Wells. Checked it, but he went around. He couldn't hold up, and Verlander has his second strikeout. He got Scudero to start the game, and now Wells here to start the second.
You throw that fastball at 95, 96, and then all of a sudden you come back with a changeup from the same arm slot, same arm speed, and you'll get some check swings as Vernon tried to hold up, but could not do so.
Lyle Overbay looks at a ball low. 232 strikeouts for Verlander, more than Greinke, more than Lester.
Verlander's had a couple of starts in his career against his Toronto Blue Jays team, and neither start very good. He's given up a lot of runs against Toronto, and there's no doubt he has gone back to the drawing board and watched some of that video, and so far so good for Verlander, making those necessary adjustments.
Well, he is 0-2, as you mentioned, against Toronto, and the Blue Jays are the only American League team that Verlander has not beaten at least once in his career. Wave and a miss, 2-2. Well, we can change that here tonight and pitch the Tigers a little bit closer to that Central Division title that they are seeking. 2-2 pitch. Hammered high in the air toward left. Rayburn back under it. That'll be on number 2. Encarnacion with 2 outs. Batting just 191 after coming over in a trade with Cincinnati. One on Encarnacion, who's 3 for 13 in the series against Tigers pitching. Encarnacion at one time was a highly rated prospect in the Reds organization. In fact, he was rated as high as 2nd overall in their system. Jays give up Scott Rowland in that deal. And that missed high, run it to 2-1. In the air towards center, broke his back. Grandy is there, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. So we'll go to the bottom of the second, and it'll be Curtis Granderson to lead it off for Detroit. here at Comerica Park this evening. It'll be Curtis Granderson leading it off. Gerald Laird will follow, and then Adam Everett facing the left-handed offerings of David Percy. Granderson takes ball one up high. Curtis 1 for 12 in the series. The one hit is a home run. His 27th of the year. And again, Granderson batting in the 7-hole tonight against the left-hander Percy. And as long as Rayburn remains as hot as he is, it may be the plan when the Tigers face lefties. 2 balls, 1 strike. Make it 2-2 now on Curtis. Percy, when he was sent down this year to Las Vegas, had a game that was probably the best game he's pitched in a while. In fact, he had retired the final 21 in a row in a 9-0 win for Las Vegas. Scattered just 3 hits in that game and was absolutely dominant. He won 9 games at Las Vegas after being sent down in April. Three and 2. And there's another walk. So the base on balls continue to be the bugaboo. That is his 3rd already in this game. By the way, you can vote for tonight's Tigers player of the game using your cell phone. Text Tigers followed by a space and the player's uniform number to FSDET or 37338. See the final results post game during Tigers Live. Ryan Rayburn has to be one of your early leaders. 3 walks for Percy, and here is Gerald Laird. There's strike 1 on the outer edge.
Straight changeup there by Percy. Good pitch for him, especially leading off a hitter when a hitter is looking for a fastball. He may want to go to a few more curveballs and changeups because he cannot find the feel or the consistent arm slot with his fastball, which would allow him to throw consistent strikes.
Showing bunt, pops it up. Percy with a nice play. They're going to get a double play. Granderson standing at second is going to be doubled up. Laird with a good idea, but he popped it straight up.
I really don't know what this was. Was it a missed sign, a bunt and run, which I doubt, but Granderson obviously was running on the play, and when the ball was bunted in the air, Granderson could not get back. Yeah, but usually when a guy is taking off from first base, you don't see the hitter bunting.
How many bunt and runs have we seen?
I don't think they do that very often in the big leagues.
I can't remember the last bunt and run.
So maybe a missed sign there by somebody. We don't know for sure, but that's what it looks like to me.
Well, 2 outs, and here is Adam Everett. That's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Everett at 240, 3 for 8 in the series. Big break there for Percy. He had walked the leadoff man, his 3rd of the game, and now has a chance to get out of this inning unscathed. Swing and a miss.
To this point, the Tigers have done a pretty good job of laying off the fastball up. They must continue to do so. And because Percy has thrown all his fastballs right around the belt buckle. Most of them have missed away.
Got him. Strike 3 call. Threaded the needle. That's his 3rd strikeout. Tigers are done here in the 2nd after 2, 1-0.
did hear that. Ernie just wants to come to the ballpark and tell all the fans thank you, tell the team thank you. He wants to see a lot of the media members as well, and I think that's a wonderful gesture by Ernie to get out here on Wednesday and see everybody.
Well, you know, Tigers fans are going to love to see Ernie Harwell, and he'll be back at the ballpark on Wednesday, so we're looking forward to that. Here's Jose Bautista leading it off.
I know Gary Spicer, his longtime attorney and really good friend, stopped by our booth earlier today.
Everett with a nice play, got him.
And just talked about how much Ernie misses coming to the ballpark and just how much he's looking forward to getting out here on Wednesday evening to talk to everybody.
Well, I think he also made it a point to let us know that Ernie really appreciates all the well wishes he has received.
Did he say 300 pieces of mail a day or something like that?
A day.
Wow.
A day.
Man, it's lovely.
Legend. Great man. So it'll be fun seeing him at the ballpark here on Wednesday night.
Can't wait.
Here's Kyle Phillips. This will be his first major league at bat. And Verlander starts him off with a fastball right at the knees, 0-1. Phillips at AAA was batting .300. The 0-1 pitch. Phillips, an interesting story. His brother Jason used to play in the big leagues, and Kyle had been released twice coming into this year, and he had thoughts of giving up baseball and, as they say, finding a real job. But his brother Jason talked him into giving it a shot with the Blue Jays, trying one more year, and how about that? Here he is in the big leagues now.
As long as they continue to give you a uniform, take it. When they give it to you, take it.
And his brother Jason is a former Blue Jay, so this might be a pretty good organization for you to come back with. And down he goes via the strikeout. 2 gone.
Hey fans, Saturday afternoons were made for baseball, and this week the Tigers are featured when they take on the Minnesota Twins as part of a big weekend series at the Metro Dome. Coverage of Fox Saturday Baseball begins at 4 p.m. on your local Fox station.
By the way, who's doing that game?
I am
excellent
going to be doing that game on Saturday.
Color analyst Rod Allen. That'll be a treat.
Yeah. Excited about that.
And you're working with Dick Bramer, I assume?
I am.
Good. Here's Travis Snyder. Swing and a miss. You're going to be coast to coast now. Do you understand that? You nervous?
I did not know that.
I know you're not nervous. You've done too many of these. 0-2 on Snyder. Swing and a miss. That didn't take long.
Look out, JV.
He blew him away. His 4th strikeout. And a 1-2-3 inning for Justin Verlander. come with 20 games left, including tonight. Tigers have a 5.5 game lead on Minnesota. Chicago is 6 out. That's how things are shaping up in the Central tonight as the Tigers close out their series here. They'll have the Royals coming in tomorrow night. Ryan Rayburn leading it off as we go to the bottom of the third. Rayburn, Polanco, and Ordonez. Ryan homered back in the first, giving the Tigers a 1-0 lead. Rayburn's 12th home run of the season. And his average as well continues to climb. It's up to 283. The hook misses high from Percy, 2-1. Tigers with 7 leadoff home runs, tied for the ML lead. Not just the American League lead, but Major League lead, along with the slamming Texas Rangers. Of course, Grandy has 6 of those, and Rayburn has the other. 3-1 pitch. High fly ball into right field for Jose Bautista. 1 out. Well, we'd like to remind you to buy a party suite. Why not? You can do it for select games in September and receive a $300 food credit in the process, plus a free suite for another game. If you'd like more information, here's the phone number: 313-471-BALL, or simply log on to Tigers.com and take advantage of the party suites. It's a good deal.
Absolutely.
Great place to watch the game. Polanco takes high. Placido walked in the first. Percy has walked 3 in this game so far. None of them have scored. The Dodgers major trouble.
Well, Tigers do not want to squander too many opportunities against Percy. The next time they get some runners out there, they need to cash them in.
Seems like that's been the case in every game in this series. They've run out to leads, and Toronto's kind of fought back a little bit. In some cases, they've come back and taken a lead and won the game. Yesterday, though, the Tigers hung on.
Yeah, Tigers bullpen, it was good yesterday. Their bullpen during that 5-game losing streak had stubbed their toe a little bit. But who would have thought that they would go the remainder of the season pitching lights out baseball as they were. They were due for a minor hiccup.
Polanco at .316 over his last 42 games. Very, very good offensively for the Tigers. Consistent. 2-2.
Polanco says he feels better this year, late in September, than he has in recent years. And he talked about the fact that he had a really hard workout regimen, which allowed him to get himself in outstanding shape as he lines out to Scudero for the second out of the inning. And by working out so hard in the offseason, he feels good right now, feels strong.
Well, I can't imagine guys that play this sport and have now for what, 5-6 months. I mean, you get to September and you include spring training in that. Your body really has to be beat up, and most of these guys have to play through a lot of nagging stuff.
The major league schedule, I believe, is 162 games in 180 days. So not a whole lot of days off. And then when you factor in 35 games in spring training this year because of the World Baseball Classic, it's been a long year.
Ordonez takes high. I suppose it's those that are able to fight through mentally and physically, and the fatigues that you have and the nagging injuries that you have. Those are the teams that kind of pull away down the stretch. There's a drive in the air to left. It'll stay in the ballpark. Snyder coming in. And that's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for David Percy. 3 in the books as we go to the 4th. Still 1-0.
2/3 innings. Everything he threw up there, they hit. But tonight, however, a different Verlander and a different story. 4 strikeouts, 1 with a fastball. There's the change piece. Then the curveball back to the number 1 again. And so far, he has done a very nice job of keeping them off balance, which is what you have to do. You've got to mix in all your pitches against a team like the Blue Jays. And Verlander has done that early through the first 3 innings.
Well, he has 4 strikeouts, no walks, and only 1 hit. Good numbers so far. He'll face the top of the lineup here as he has faced the minimum through the first 3 innings. Gave up a single to Hill in the first, but got a double play. Marco Scutaro leads it off. Scutaro struck out to start the ball game. Swings in the first pitch and pops it up. Everett to the grass. Aflac trivia time. There's the Duck, and the Duck would like to know, other than Justin Verlander, who are the 3 other Tiger pitchers to win 16 or more games in a single season since 1990? Verlander the 4th, but who are the other 3 since 1990 to win at least 16? Here's Aaron Hill. Hill singled in the first. Breaking ball outside, 1-0.
It's a good pitch there to Hill, especially on the first pitch. He's one of those guys that feast on first pitch fastballs, and that's why he's had such an outstanding year. 32 home runs, knocking on the door of 100 RBIs.
Another breaking ball high, 2-0.
JV might be forced into giving him that fastball now, though. But if you keep it on the outer third of the plate, you could simply get that fly ball out to center or the fly ball out to right field.
Hill has over 600 at bats this year. Cito Gaston was saying that his top 3 who are all over 500, Scutaro, Hill, and Lind, he would like to give them a little bit of rest as we go down the stretch. He's also keenly aware, though, that he needs to put out his best team, especially when he's playing teams that are in the playoff race like the Tigers. So it's kind of a juggling act for a guy to protect his players and make sure that he puts out the best team night in, night out. The 3-1 is skied in the air to center field. Granderson waiting for it. And there are 2 out. Jim Leland kind of had that same problem last year. His team was out of it down the stretch, and you know, you want to take a look at some young guys because you want to take a peek at your future, but you got to be very cognizant of the pennant races.
Well, Cito owes that to the Minnesota Twins and also Chicago White Sox, a couple of teams that are chasing the Tigers. He would love to put more rookies on the field to take a look at them for next year, but as you said, very important, because if Cito was managing the Minnesota Twins or the White Sox, he would hope that those teams would play their best players trying to win games.
Yeah, and he also brought up the fact that Halladay was supposed to pitch tonight, but he had to move him back because he threw a complete game his last time out. He just felt that he needed an extra day, and he just didn't want it to come off as if he's playing favorites against a certain team. There's Halladay. The 2-0 is a strike. Adam Lind hit into a double play in the first. Now just 1 for 8 in the series. That's popped up left side of the infield for Brandon Inge. And it's another 1-2-3 inning for Justin Verlander. He's cruising along so far tonight. Still 1-0 Detroit. 4th tonight here at Comerica Park. The home run by Ryan Rayburn has stood up so far. We'll see if the Tigers can add some more here in the 4th. Cabrera leads it off and looks at a fastball up from David Percy.
Cabrera is the only Tigers right-hander that Percy has chosen to throw fastballs inside aggressively against. But I guess it makes sense. When you allow a guy like Cabrera to extend his arms, he does a lot of damage.
1-2. They struck Cabrera out back in the 1st inning, and now he's ahead here in the 4th.
Struck him out on that same pitch that he just swung at.
Marcus Thames will be next, and then Brandon Inge. Percy was coming home, and Cabrera was given time.
Looks like he was getting ready to throw something off speed, and it might work for him, but I guess the question is, he's already thrown some fastballs right by Cabrera in this game. Why throw anything else? And he almost got burned, too.
He'll get an out with it, though. Encarnacion. One gone. Here's the Aflac trivia question one more time. Other than Justin Verlander, who are the 3 other Tiger pitchers to win 16 or more games in a single season since 1990? Gambler's won 17 wins. And then you've got Bill Gullickson.
Willie Blair.
Verlander 17 once, 16 another year. There's a pop-up by Thames into shallow right. Hill is back. 2 gone. A couple of quick outs here for Percy. It looked like this guy was really on the ropes in that 1st inning.
Well, I think they probably got together with Brad Arnsberg, the pitching coach, after the 2nd inning, and they've gone to more of his field pitches, more breaking balls, more change-ups. And the youngster Phillips so far has done a nice job in leading him, making his major league debut. But he has thrown a lot more off-speed pitches here the last couple of innings.
Apparently there are a lot of mosquitoes in that Toronto dugout. Brandon Inge, the batter, with 2 outs. Driven deep, left field, on a line, and dropped by Snyder. Inge will go to 2nd and pull in standing up.
I told you Brandon's first time up today, he's looking to hit the ball up the middle. He's also looking to hit the ball the other way, but if you throw him a changeup or a breaking ball, automatically he's going to catch that out in front. That was a changeup. He got out in front of it. He hit it off the end of the bat, and Snyder just whiffs on that ball, hit right off of his forearm.
Look at that. It's probably an error, don't you think?
They probably will give him an error, and they should.
And it was ruled a double.
Yeah, maybe you had to run too far for it.
That could be. Okay.
Or they're not looking at the same replay we're looking at. They don't have the same feed.
1 ball, no strikes on Granderson. I mean, he did have to run a ways to get there, but
he should have caught it.
He should have caught it. Curtis walked in the 2nd. Lifted in the air to center. Vernon Wells going back. Still going back. Man, is he smooth.
He just toys with
me. He does.
He just plays with me.
I thought that ball was hit over his head. Vernon's just kidding with us. tonight as the Tigers lead this one by a 1-0 score. Justin Verlander, what about him tonight? Pretty good, in fact, pretty dominant.
Well, I mean, Verlander's been dominant all year, really, and I think a little payback is on his mind. We talked about the fact that he gave up 8 earned runs against his Toronto team his very first start of the year. There will be none of that today.
Meanwhile, Percy, I thought the Tigers really had him on the ropes early. A couple of walks, in fact, 3 in the first 2 innings, but he's rebounded nicely.
Well, you got to give him some credit. He went back to the drawing board and started throwing some breaking balls, some change-ups. He's gotten some easy outs. He's gotten some Tigers out in front and off balance, which is the art of pitching, disrupting some timing. So the Tigers need to figure out what Percy's doing so they can score some runs off of him and give Verlander a little margin for error.
Vernon Wells leading things off, chops one up the middle into center. It's only the second Toronto hit. Wells with 7 hits in this series.
He's been sizzling. He is 14 for his last 28, which is 500 last time I checked. And he's heating up at the right time for the Blue Jays. And if you're Vernon, obviously you've had a subpar year, but you do want to finish with a really nice taste in your mouth, and he's on the verge of doing that. You got to keep him close, too. He's one of the few Blue Jays that will run.
Here's Lyle Overbay. Ball 1.
Verlander no longer really utilizes the slide step as he did the first few years in the big leagues. I don't think he concerns himself that much with the base runner. Now, when he throws over to first base, he has one of the quicker moves you'll see for a right-handed pitcher. But when he decides to go home, he's not slide stepping. He's coming up. He's getting to a nice balance point, which allows him to get that arm up and that strong leg drive to keep the velocity with his fastball in the mid-90s.
There goes the runner, and it's lined into center field, a base hit. Wells will go all the way to third, and the Blue Jays have something going now on back-to-back hits.
Don't know for sure if that was a hit and run, but Vernon was on the move, and Overbay just dropped the bat head on that 95-mile-per-hour fastball. I was talking about that earlier. For right-handers and left-handers, when a guy throws as hard as Verlander does, if the ball's down, it's a lot easier to put in play. You just drop the barrel of the bat in the strike zone, and you'll let him allow to supply most of that power.
So great opportunity for Toronto. They have runners at first and second, nobody out. Edwin Encarnacion will bat with the tying run at third base. Off the end of the bat, foul.
Verlander usually gives you 1 inning like this every outing, and where there'll be some runners out there and he'll be pitching in a little stress. But if you don't get him now, then more than likely you're not going to get him. And that's the same with all really good pitchers. Halladay would be the same, and some of your other great pitchers in baseball. They usually open the door for you for 1 inning. That's when he starts throwing 98, 99 miles an hour, too.
Yeah, that's when it gets fun. Ooh. 98.
If, and it's a big if, Encarnacion is able to put the ball in play on the ground, you'll see Wells take off from third. They would prefer you to even come home to get the out there on the ground versus turning a double play should he hit something on the ground.
Way high. 2-2. Yeah, I think that is a big if. But he's leveled the count now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Verlander in 30 starts this year has thrown 100 or more pitches in 25 of them. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Encarnacion is out.
99 miles an hour.
5 strikeouts.
It's ridiculous how hard this young man throws. He's throwing it so fast, we won't slow it down for you. And Lincoln and Mercury's going to do it for us. Lincoln Mercury Exmo.
Would Exmo slow it down to about 88?
About 88. Still look fast to Encarnacion now.
Here's Bautista. Ball 1. You can just tell when Verlander pitches sometimes when he knows he has a guy that is probably not going to catch up to his fastball. And I would imagine there are a few of those guys that he'll dial up 98, 99, and like he did there to Encarnacion, he just dusted him. Look at that. Another one at 99 miles an hour.
He's a bad boy now. Oh, goodness gracious.
Bautista grounded out his first time up.
Here it comes again. I like the fact that he's just kind of gathering himself and he's getting up to that really nice balanced position with that front leg. And that allows him to push off that rubber with the right foot, get the arm up, and the arm speed is incredible. To be able to throw a fastball at this velocity as much as he does and has done all year is amazing.
4 straight pitches at 99 miles an hour. Got ahead of Bautista 1-2.
He could throw one up there right around the neck right now of Bautista, and he'll be swinging. Because you pretty much have to start your swing about right now.
Try to get it with the breaking ball. Wouldn't go after it, though.
And here's what I'm talking about as far as Verlander. He takes that foot up. Now he gathers himself when he gets up to the top. That front shoulder's driving straight toward home plate. And that front leg is stiff. That is a power pitcher.
Oh, got him. Breaking ball. 6 strikeouts, 2 gone.
It's not fair. It's really not. It's not.
And I think Bautista would agree with you right about now. But one more guy to get.
One more big knock to get. Big out, I should say.
Kyle Phillips, who struck out his first time against Verlander in his first big league at bat. Here's 99 again, 1-0. Back-to-back singles by Wells and Overbay here in the 5th. Putting the Tigers' lead in jeopardy, but strikeouts of Encarnacion and Bautista. A little tardy on that one.
It's not often that you watch a big league game and you see this many fastballs thrown at a good fastball hitting team and this many swings and misses. Going inside with a piece of cheese here.
He's got one more strike to get. And the crowd getting into it now.
I'm not a betting man, but if I was, I bet he's going to get it.
I'm right there with you. Let's see how he can't right now. 1-2.
This crowd is getting fired up.
100 miles an hour, and he got a piece of it to stay alive.
Special.
Special is one way to put it. Maybe freakish is another, because you just don't see many guys that do this.
You also hear that word a lot thrown around, it. When somebody's really good and you really can't describe it. Verlander's got it. Get fouled.
And a slice and get into the stands. Nice effort there by Ryan Rayburn.
Don't hurt yourself, son.
Uh-oh. He may have done just that.
As hard as Ryan was running, for him to slide on that dirt, it's not going to slow you down. And he slid late, too. Looked like his right knee hit right up against that concrete at the bottom of that wall.
Going all out.
It's concrete at the bottom. That shin, that right knee. He's in some pain.
He's staying out there. Verlander trying to finish off Phillips. 2-2. Snyder waiting on deck. But Phillips keeps it going. Here's the 2-2. Running full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. That'll give Overbay the Runner at first base, a chance to go here with 2 outs. Cabrera playing behind him now. 3-2. On Phillips. Shattered his bat, rolled it to second. Polanco will throw him out, and Justin Verlander pitches out of the jam here in the 5th. You're watching Tigers baseball tonight on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. Doors. Wall side windows, we can do that. We are the factory. And by BP, help your car run younger for longer. Try BP gasoline with Invigorate. Justin Verlander chucking some cheese tonight. 99, 100 miles an hour, pitching out of a jam.
His idol growing up was Nolan Ryan, and he looked like a young Nolan Ryan that last half inning.
So the Tigers still hold on to their 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 5th. It'll be Gerald Laird to lead it off. That half inning was
fun to watch.
Oh my goodness. Impressive, electrifying.
As we say on most nights when Verlander's out there, it's must-see TV.
Well, Laird leads it off. Gerald and then Everett and then Rayburn, and Laird popped up into a double play his first time up.
I know some of those new fall shows have started, but ain't better than JV.
None of the trailers can touch this one tonight.
Ain't better than JV.
That is almost a good play by Overbay. He went out there, couldn't get it though.
Looked like he overran it a little bit, but that's a tough play.
Meanwhile, this is between innings. Ryan Rayburn, Jim Leland talking about his knee, which crashed into the wall.
It's swollen. I could see that myself. They might have to shut him down. He's in pain, and a lot of it.
So Rayburn, who's been red hot with the bat, back into the clubhouse right now. The 0-2 to Laird is pulled fair. What a play at third by Encarnacion. He is safe.
Wow.
Overbay threw the ball to the shortstop as to throw it around, thinking he was out. Now they're going to argue this call. Boy, what a play by Encarnacion.
Well, Encarnacion is probably saying to himself, if I cannot get any hits, you're not going to get any either. He made a wonderful play right here. One step and a dive, which is what you get when you're at third base. He gets up quickly to his feet and fires the ball over to first base. Nifty footwork by Overbay over there, but I don't know exactly what happened.
An awkward slide into first base by Laird, who may have banged his knee on the bag. Encarnacion can't believe it. Boy, what a terrific play. So Gerald is aboard. Tigers have their third hit. Here comes Everett. Adam with a bunt. This will be his league high 13th sacrifice. Executes it nicely.
I'm not a huge proponent of sliding into first base, but when you see that first baseman is kind of leaving his position to try to make a play and you don't want to run into him, then you simply slide to try to avoid contact. But it looks like Laird got a break there. Looked like Overbay's foot was on the bag and it beat Laird to the bag.
Well, here's Rayburn. Apparently the knee's okay. Chance to drive in a run here after the sacrifice. And he fouls it away. Rayburn homer to the first. And so far that's been the only run of the game. Tigers have 3 hits. Blue Jays have 3 hits. Percy has had 1 base runner against him in every inning but the 3rd. He got the Tigers in order in the 3rd. The 1-1. Line foul. Rayburn also has a fly ball tonight, so he's 1 for 2. We keep talking about how your legs are so important to you as a hitter, your base, obviously, and that knee's got to be barking for him right now.
It's his right knee, too. It's the one you pivot off of, the one where you get most of your power from, your backside.
One and 2 on Ryan Rayburn.
You can tell he's in pain, but Rayburn's a gamer.
Percy has given up the home run to Rayburn. A double by Inge in the 4th, and the hit by Laird here in the 5th. Ground ball back up the middle into center field. Base hit. Laird rounding 3rd. He's going to score. And Ryan Rayburn, bum knee and all, has the only 2 RBIs tonight for the Tigers.
Looked like Scooteroyd's shortstop was overplaying Rayburn in that hole between 3rd and short, and Rayburn with 2 strikes kind of cut his swing down a little bit and found that seam right back up the middle. And Vernon Wells taking a long time to get to the baseball, had no play on Laird.
.39th RBI for Ryan Rayburn. Tigers have a 2-0 lead. Here's Placido Polanco. Sacrifice really big in this inning by Everett and move the runner up.
Well, I like the idea there by Jim to get Rayburn or Polanco up in a runner in scoring position, stay out of the double play, which was key.
Polanco had a base on balls in the 1st.
Last couple of days, Laird's bat, has perked up.
Good to see.
Oh, for sure.
He's 5 for his last 10 now. Here's the 1-0. In the air, shallow right. Hill going back. And Rayburn has to hold, 2 gone. So that's going to bring up Ordonez. Maglio is 0 for 1 with a base on balls. We're talking about him on our open and the fact that his numbers have been so good, but in that stretch since about the 2nd week of August, he's drawn some walks too, and he has another one here in this game today. Takes up high, 1-0.
Well, one of the things that Maglio has been doing the last week or so, and he's been sizzling, everything up the middle and everything the opposite way. And Maglio's not concerned about the fact that he only has 7 home runs. Do not try to do any damage to left field. Everything the opposite way.
One and one on Ordonez. Came in at 376 over his last 39 as Verlander
cannot be
off
still.
Some more energy. That's why he's so skinny. Fouled straight back. He's got the leg working.
Well, here's what Maglio has been doing a lot of lately. And I talked about the fact that he's got his lower half underneath him. His legs are strong. He's in a real good position to do damage. And all the damage is done right back up the middle or the other way. And it really doesn't matter where you pitch him. You can go inside. You can go outside. He's been hitting missiles everywhere.
There's another one to right field. That's going to drop. Base hit. Rayburn will hold at second base. Maglio does it again.
Right on cue. Although that time he was crowded a little bit down on the label of the bat, but he'll take it.
He's hitting 400 against lefties since August 1st. Pretty good. Now the big boy comes up, Miguel Cabrera. Meanwhile, there is some activity. It's Brian Wolf.
Now, they have tried to get Cabrera out the first time, couple of times out with fastballs, at least early in the count. Struck him out the first time up on a fastball. Then he got him to pop up on a breaking ball after getting ahead of him with fastballs. And there's another one.
Cabrera strikeout to pop up. 5 Tigers hits. With the single by Ordonez. A run in the first and now a run here in the 5th inning. Maybe more. Ball outside, 1-1. Percy right now at 83 pitches here in the 5th inning. Threw a lot of them in that first inning. That's popped up. Foul ground. This one might get back into the seats. Will it? Sliding play out in right field by Bautista. Nicely done. Tigers get another run though. 2-0.
Overbay, Verlander just got busy, and I mean in a big way. He blew Encarnacion away. He locked the bowels up of Bautista, and then he sawed the youngster off in half to get out of that jam first and third with nobody out. That's our Bell Tire pitch by pitch.
And it was nothing short of extremely impressive. As we go to the 6th inning, Tigers have given him another run to work with now. And there's a line drive foul fair down the right field line. That'll go to the corner. Snyder puts one to the corner for a leadoff double.
It's a perfect example of a guy looking for a fastball, but he left the changeup up, which sped the bat up of Snyder, and he was able to whistle this ball down in the corner. He looking fastball all the way, but the ball was up. And once he rounded first, he started stumbling. He almost didn't make it to second base. Take a look at him. Stumbling, bumbling. Oh, jeez. He gathered himself rather quickly.
Those are the kind where you take a header, and it just never ends good. But that one ended up all right. 11th double of the year, and so more trouble now. Here's Marco Scutaro. He drops down a bunt. Good one. Third base side. Inge has no play. And for the second straight inning, the Blue Jays have him at the corners.
And it will be a little bit tougher for Verlander to get out of this jam this time around, because he is looking right into the teeth of their batting order. I mean, right into the teeth. Not bad here by Scutaro. Takes his time. At the very least, he just wants to get the Snyder over to third base, but he'll take that base hit too. Perfectly placed. There's nothing Inge could do.
Here's the first tooth, and that would be Aaron Hill. He's 1 for 2. Almost hit him. 5 hits for both sides. 1 ball, no strikes on Hill. 97 RBIs. Single and a fly out in this one. Former first-round pick of the Blue Jays back in 2003 out of a baseball powerhouse, LSU.
When you think of all the great players in the American League, all the great hitters, it is Hill that leads the American League in total bases.
Kind of hard to believe.
Did you see where Ichiro Suzuki got his record-setting hit last night? His 200th hit for the 9th consecutive season.
Yeah. Pretty impressive. Speaking of impressive, did you see what kind of hit it was?
Infield single.
Perfect.
Got him RBI out of it too.
Ichiro wouldn't have it any other way. Line drive, base hit, left field. This will get the Jays on the board. And the first 3 have reached against Verlander as Hill picks up his 98th RBI.
Well, that gives you an idea of just how good Hill has been this year. That fastball was at 97 and it was above the belt buckle, but he was able to get on top of it and hit an absolute missile over the head of Everett. Look at him get on top of that ball. Most right-handers do not climb the ladder and do that kind of damage. Just doesn't happen.
Adam Lind, 2-1 ball game. Jays are on the board. Lind hit into a double play and then popped up his last time. Double play happened in the first. In the air toward left field. Way back. Rayburn going to the wall, and it's gone. It's out of here. An opposite field home run for Adam Lind, and the Blue Jays have unloaded on Verlander. Three-run shot, and it's a 4-2 Toronto lead.
Well, we told you the first time Lind came up in the game today, he's got some range with the bat. He's not a dead pull hitter. He can find the seats the opposite way. And that's a breaking ball that stays up. What concentration by the powerful hitting Lind. And he crushed that thing. Just like that.
Over the bullpen into the seats, and 1 inning after Verlander expended a lot of energy getting out of a jam, he's getting peppered now.
That's 5 straight hits.
8 total for the Jays. And Wells has his second hit tonight. Here comes Rick Knapp. Boy, did this thing change in the blink of an eye. And it all started with the rookie Travis Snyder hitting out of the 9-hole, doubling down the right field line. 5 hits in a row on just 8 pitches.
Hey fans, the race for the pennant is on. Place a deposit on 2010 season tickets and receive the opportunity to purchase tickets for all 2009 playoff games. For more information, call 313-471-BALL, or you can simply visit Tigers.com.
So still nobody out. 5 straight hits, 4 runs in for Toronto, and here is Lyle Overbay. First pitch fastball right at the knees, 0-1.
And they have hit everything in this inning. They've hit the changeup, they've hit the breaking ball, they've hit a couple of fastballs.
And they've hit them all hard.
And I told you earlier, this Blue Jays team no longer the kind of team that simply goes up there and takes first pitches, nor is it a team that looks to walk as they did for about 4 or 5 years before Cito Gaston took over. And they look to hit.
Overbay 1 for 2. Singled back in the 5th. How much do you think that 5th inning may have taken something out of Verlander's tank? Anything?
I think it took maybe a little bit out of him, but you got to give the Blue Jays some credit as well too. And Verlander, if he could do it all over again to start this inning, he would take away that first pitch changeup that he threw to Snyder, because that really sped his bat up, and he had blown him away the first time up.
Got him! Cabrera applies the tag. Wells dancing off the bag is out.
Well, Wells was running on the pitch initially, and Verlander held the ball a little longer. And then once he threw over, Wells didn't slide. I think Vernon's been kicked out of the game too.
Mark Wegner, the first base umpire, and Cito Gaston neck and neck right now. So Cito getting his money's worth. Going with Wegner. Meanwhile, Vernon Wells,
He's been run.
has been thrown out of the game. Well, that's a big development with the series that Wells has had offensively and defensively to take him out of this game. Let's take another look at it.
He just took his time getting back.
Meanwhile, Overbay is down on strikes, and very quickly there are 2 outs, 7 strikeouts. Here's Encarnacion. He's 0 for 2.
And after looking at that play at first base on the replay, it did look like Vernon got back safely before the tag.
I thought he did too. Uh-oh. There's a high towering drive to left. Do they have another home run in this inning? That thing's way back and gone. High towering homer by Edwin Encarnacion.
The last time Encarnacion was up, Verlander simply blew him away with 95 to 99 mile power fastballs. But this time up, he decides to throw him a breaking ball, and he didn't miss it. Both home runs have come on 0-1 breaking balls this half inning.
That one landed 400 feet plus away from home plate. And Cabrera will catch the final out. Bautista's gone, but a big inning. And I mean big inning for the Jays. A 5-run 6.
Been pretty much the Ryan Rayburn show from an offensive standpoint in the ball game for Detroit. He homered to lead off the game. Then he tried to make an outstanding catch. He ran into the wall. He hurt his knee, but he stayed in the game. And he came up big when he got a chance to base hit right back up the middle. Coors Light Freeze Can brought to you always by your Frost Brewed Coors Lights.
Rayburn limping around in the Tigers dugout. It's a 5-2 ball game right now. A 5-run sixth inning has given the Jays a lead. And the Tigers have some work to do offensively now. Marcus Thames will be leading it off. We have some changes. John McDonald is the new left fielder. Running some laps out there at left, trying to get loose. Bautista will move to center field. And Snyder goes to right, with Vernon Wells thrown out of the game. So here's Marcus Thames. There's the strike called. Nine hits now for the Blue Jays. Tigers have 5 hits. And David Percy has a 3-run lead to work with. It is his first lead of the evening. He has persevered here tonight. Pitching around some early walks. Thames takes outside. 2-1. Marcus hit a ball to left field on a line back in the first inning. He's also popped up. And he waves and misses. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Tipped it into the glove of the catcher Phillips. 1 gone. I want to remind you, we were talking about this a little bit earlier in the game, that Ernie Harwell is going to be here at the ballpark on Wednesday night. And Ernie wants to thank the fans for the well wishes that they have given him. He's also going to meet with the media, and from what I understand, going to have a little chat with the Tigers ball club as well. So that'll be nice.
It'll be good to see Ernie. That is for sure.
That'll be Wednesday night here at the ballpark. Brandon Inge will step in now. He has a double. Was back in the 4th. He's 1 for 2. Percy working quickly, misses inside. 2-0. Now 3-0 on Brandon. Granderson due next. Taking 3-0. It's ball 4. It's another walk for Percy. 1 on, 1 out. 4 base on balls. However, the Tigers have not scored any of them yet. Here comes Granderson. Curtis has 1 of those walks. 0 for 1 officially tonight. Inside and high. And that'll bring Phillips out to the mound. Percy's starting to approach 100. Throwing a lot of pitches out of the strike zone tonight. There is action in their bullpen. Camp and Carlson. There's a strike right at the belt.
He really slows his arm motion down when he throws his changeup. You can see visibly from a hitter standpoint when he does throw the changeup.
Fly ball right field. Snyder is there. 2 gone. Inge back at first base. We'll bring up Gerald Laird. It's also going to bring Cito Gaston out. 96 pitches now for Percy. He is done. So while they go to the bullpen, Percy departs. We'll step aside. Pitching change here at the ballpark.
Two innings in 16 of his 50 appearances this year. And in those games, his earned run average is outstanding, just a shade above 2. Overall, his number's not bad either.
So the former Tampa Bay Ray and Kansas City Royal going to work here now. Gerald Laird, the batter, with 2 outs and a man at first.
A lot of baseball left to be played in this game. Tigers have quite a few outs left. This crowd is stunned, though, and they should be. I'm kind of stunned.
Ground ball to third. I'm right there with you. He'll get the force, and that'll end the inning. So Camp comes in, throws 1 pitch, and he will take this game to the 7th. Phillips, Snyder, Scudero coming up. As we go to the top of the 7th now here at the ballpark, Verlander goes back out to the mound after that 5-run 6th inning. And Justin will face Kyle Phillips to lead things off. Well, he's throwing hard here. The amount of pitches, 95 plus in each inning. He threw 17 of them back in the 5th when he pitched out of that jam.
Above 95 miles an hour.
17 times. Little pop-up, shallow center, drops.
Well, their first pitch swinging now. And it really doesn't matter what Verlander throws up there, whether it be the fastball, the curve, the change. They have connected on all of his pitches.
First big league hit for Kyle Phillips. They'll take that one out of play. And it comes against Justin Verlander, a single here in the 7th inning.
One of the best in baseball. Straight to Cooperstown.
Here's Travis Snyder. Believe it or not, that's 10 hits now for Toronto. And the Tigers have only 5.
The majority of those in the last 2 innings. This is what he
1-1 on Snyder, who doubled to start things off in that ugly 6th inning. Hooked one down the line, swing and a miss. Verlander coming after him now with fastballs. Now he's ahead in the count, 1-2. Jeremy Bonderman is warming up in the Detroit bullpen. Two balls, 2 strikes. Ooh, right off the mask. 2-2 the count stays. Jim Leyland watched Verlander cruise through 5 innings. Although he had some trouble in the 5th, he was spectacular in getting a couple of strikeouts and a ground out, stranding 2 runners, thrown 100 miles an hour. Then in the 6th inning, he gave up 2 home runs, one of them a 3-run shot to Adam Lynn, which, by the way, put him at 100 RBIs for the year. Scudero on deck. Good breaking ball. Got it. So Verlander continues to roll up the strikeouts. 8 of them now.
Let's take a look at the Comcast high-speed pitch for Verlander in the ball game tonight. Triple digits. He did that a couple of innings ago, and he's gone as low as 77 with one of his breaking pitches. It could be the changeup. It could be the curveball. More than likely the changeup.
Down the right field line, heading back toward the seats. Out of play. Scudero had a bunt single back in the 6th. Verlander, with his 8 strikeouts, now has 18 games with 8 or more. Lincecum, also pitching tonight over in the National League, has 19 games with 8 or more strikeouts. And not coincidentally, your 2 top strikeout pitchers in their respective leagues. Scudero takes high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two and 1. Meanwhile, at the Metrodome tonight, the Indians are starting a series against the Twins, and good news so far. Bottom of the 3rd, 2-0 in favor of Cleveland. Fouled away.
Barely. Whoa. Whoa. Hello, darling. You got to get out of the way. Well,
we're going to.
That's why we got a spare microphone in the booth.
Folks, we're going to spare.
Wow.
That thing actually caught me, Rod.
Did it really?
Yeah, where'd the ball go?
I have no idea. It didn't stop rolling yet.
Drilled me in the side, right in the ribs. This is what happened, folks. Oh, well. That's why we have a spare up here. How many times is that this year now?
Too many. Especially when they come like that.
That's rolled foul. You know, I could expect this at Tiger Stadium, where you were right behind home plate and foul balls came in regularly. But that thing, look out. That's where we are right here. And it came straight in. We find the ball. So you got our tech looking at the.
One of the paramedics here at the ballpark was looking up here, giving me a couple of thumbs up to wanting to know if you're all right.
We're okay. We appreciate it. Our audio guy didn't seem to care if I'm okay. Let's do the count to headsets. Make sure they're okay. Yeah, we got the ball, Liz. Yep. We got the ball. Here it is. That thing drilled me right in the side. I just couldn't get out of the way in time.
Did it hit you?
Well, it grazed me. I wouldn't say that it got me flush. But we're all okay up here. What happened here? What did...
Struck out.
Oh, okay. Put the strikeout down. Aaron Hill with 2 outs. So Marco Scutaro taking pot shots up here. Hill had an RBI single back in the 6th. And a ground ball to third, right at Brandon Inge. And that is that. So the side retired. Well, we survived. Here's the baseball. We're all okay and nothing more to see here.
Just about everything that Verlander threw up there in this inning was hit hard, whether it was a changeup, the fastball, or the curveball. Well, that's the breaking ball there. 0-1 count by Adam Lynn. He played long ball the opposite way, and then another 0-1 breaking ball. Encarnacion looked like he was sitting on it. He went down to get it and golfed it out of here, and it's very seldom you see Verlander give up 5 straight hits, but that was exactly what happened here in the 6th inning.
So here is our Comerica game summary with Toronto leading at 5-2. Rayburn a big night with a leadoff home run. The Jays' 6th inning is the difference right now, and Verlander's 7 innings, 10 hits, 9 strikeouts, and no walks. Tigers have some work to do offensively as we go to the 7th inning, bottom of the 7th inning, and Santiago will lead it off for Adam Everett. First pitch is in for a strike. Santiago batting .256. He'll be followed by Rayburn and then Polanco. Showing bunt. Drags one down the first base line. Here comes Hill. Not going to have a play this time. A bunt single for Ramon Santiago.
Nothing Hill could do here. This ball was placed perfectly towards second base. He comes in and wisely eats it. He's not going to throw Santiago out, but however, last night he made one whale of a play on the bunt of Granderson. He grabbed it in the palm of his hand. He transferred to the fingertips and flipped on the overbay to get the out. And he robbed Curtis of a base hit.
Cito Gaston has made the signal to the bullpen with Thomas announced as the pinch hitter. So another pitching change. Hold on. Yep, he's taking the baseball. They will go to the pen. We'll be back. 5-2 Toronto.
Probably going to get an ulcer at some point, but that's all part of it. You know, it's fun. I mean, you know, but if you think that everything's perfect all the time, it's not. You're on edge a little bit. Everybody is, and I think people are lying when they talk about, well, the team seems pretty loose. Yeah, I mean, you're loose, but, you know, in the heat of the battles and everything, man, you're wound up.
Well, the Tigers have been extremely loose in the month of September here, but Skip is absolutely right. But I'll tell you what, there is a lot of pressure associated with this, especially the team that's in the lead. You obviously want to finish this thing off, but I found it interesting. Yeah, you know, my stomach's in knots, probably get an ulcer. Just nonchalantly dropping that in there.
Telling the truth, that is for sure.
Meanwhile, Jesse Carlson now will take over against Cleet Thomas.
He has been in 67 games now, logging 61 innings with 49 strikeouts, only 18 walks. So he's around the dish, and we talked about him the other day. He throws from the first base side of the rubber, and then once he delivers the ball home, if you're Cleet Thomas, it looks like he's throwing the ball from behind you. Very difficult for left-handers to stay in against Carlson.
Big swing and a miss by Cleet. Pitch perhaps out of the strike zone, 1-1.
Yeah, but that's all part of his deception. And this is what Cleet Thomas is looking at, this arm angle here. Across his body with a fastball up in the strike zone.
Big swing again, 1-2.
This much we do know. Anything hit right back up the middle, Carlson's got no shot at fielding his position. Usually you see left-handers fall off the other side of the rubber. Not so with him. He's going the other way.
Boy, that is strange. Strike three call. Thomas is out of it. I'm not sure I ever remember a lefty falling off to the first base side.
Yeah, usually lefties are falling off toward the third base side of the rubber, but he tries to get such a great arm angle with that pitch that he throws at the left-handers that that's the way that he falls off. And Cito Gaston trying to piece this thing together tonight, isn't he?
So that's going to be it for Carlson. He does his job by getting Cleet Thomas. And Brandon League now will come trotting in. Out of their bullpen. Well, the Wings rather are getting set to crank it up. Red Wings, in fact, day 2 of training camp in Traverse City. Our John Keating asked Nick Lidstrom about the summer after the Game 7 Stanley Cup loss.
You know, there's no celebrations going on throughout the summer. There's no, you know, traveling with the Stanley Cups or anything like that. You're mostly thinking about how close you are to winning another cup and you know, falling short. So I think that gives you motivation going into a new season, that knowing we were that close, but you know, it doesn't matter when you end up on the second place. That just doesn't matter.
Well, the Tigers actually knew what that felt like back in '06, getting to the World Series but unable to win it. And the Red Wings, their season right around the corner. Here's some key dates. Of course, training camp going on in Traverse City, September 16th, preseason opener against the Flyers, and October 2nd and 3rd. The Wings will be jetting off to Sweden to take on the Blues. October 3rd on FS Detroit, 3 p.m.
They don't spend very much time in training camp before they start playing games, do they?
No, it's not like baseball spring training.
4 days.
Yeah, not nearly as much. Our first preseason telecast Saturday at 7 p.m. against Buffalo. So it is hockey season. Wasn't it just yesterday that we were in Pittsburgh?
It seems like it was just yesterday.
And the Penguins were trotting around the cup, unfortunately, but it just seemed like a little while ago. So here's Brandon League now for the Blue Jays.
And Brandon's got a power arm. 69 strikeouts in 67 innings pitched this year. He's given up 8 home runs. And he's got some talent. As a matter of fact, he was a guy that pitched the back end of their bullpen a little bit last year.
Here's Polanco with 1 on and 1 out.
League had that good forkball slash changeup going the other day.
Polanco is 0 for 2. Tigers have been out hit in this game 10-6. Santiago began the inning by pinch hitting for Everett. Had a bunt single. And with 1 out, Polanco ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. Tigers trying to get another base runner up there to bring the middle of their lineup up. Tying runs, standing in the on-deck circle in a 5-2 game.
That was a perfect bunt by Santiago as well. And it's one of the things he was talking about a couple of days ago. He was talking about the fact that he had not been bunting for a lot of base hits lately and needed to get back to that.
Bouncing ball right side, fielded by Overbay. He'll go to second, 1, no relay. Polanco is supporting the fielder's choice.
Lyle Overbay comes in off the bag, and then he takes a couple of steps in on the infield grass to make sure he has a good angle to throw to the shortstop Scudero, but he had a double pump. Either he was waiting for Scudero to get to the bag, or he couldn't get the ball in his hand cleanly to give him a firm feed, which would have allowed them to maybe turn 2 there. Took a long time getting the ball to Scudero.
Here's Ordonez with 2 outs. Ball 1.
There's that fork ball that League throws. As a matter of fact, he'll show you the fork ball right now. Once he gets this ball back from Tim Timmons, the home plate umpire, he will grab that fork ball grip while standing on the rubber, and then when he gets it in his glove, he simply changes it to the pitch that he wants to throw, if he wants to throw something other than the fork ball.
Fouled back out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Looks like Shin-Soo Choo has added a home run. A solo shot, and Cleveland now leads Minnesota 3-0. Trevor Crow with a 2-run shot off Carl Pavano. That's how they got their first 2 runs. Chicago has the day off. Runner going. Throw down to second. He's not in time. Polanco steals a bag. And for Placido, that's his 7th.
Polanco had a really good jump. League had forgotten all about him. Phillips comes up and shows a nice exchange to the throwing hand and a nice arm strip, but by then Polanco had too many steps and stole that base rather easily.
So the Tigers can get one back here with a base hit. Here's the 2-1. Make it 2-2 on Ordonez. Six hits for Maglio and 12 at bats in this 4-game series against the Toronto Blue Jays. Tigers led 2-0 before the Jays put up a 5 spot in the 6th. This will get away off of Phillips. And to third base goes Polanco, taking a turn but holding up. 3-2 on Ordonez with Cabrera lurking. Bouncing ball to short. Scutaro has it. And that is that for Detroit. They get a leadoff hit, strand a man. 8 in the books. 5-2 Toronto. Top of the 8th inning now. 5-2 is our score. Blue Jays over the Tigers here in the series finale. We have some changes for Detroit. It'll be Clee Thomas taking over in left field. Ramon Santiago stays to the game. He'll play short. And the new pitcher is Fute Ni. So Verlander out of this game. Ni takes over here in the 8th, and he will face Adam Lind to lead it off. And John McDonald and Lyle Overbay. Lefty setup here. Knee slings one home high. 1-0. Tigers tonight have been out hit 10-6 and outscored 5-2.
Only the second time this year Verlander's given up 10 hits in a game.
Really? Out of what, 31 starts?
Quite a few. Yeah. Yep. 31st start today. 2 times he's given up 10 hits. It happened in August against the Angels.
He won that game.
He did. He got his 14th win that night.
Into right field. Maglio runs it down. 1 gone. Fouté retires the first man he sees. Now John McDonald gets his first at bat. He took over when Vernon Wells was ejected from this ball game.
First time we've seen Johnny Mack this series.
Kind of surprising.
Well, Scudero's been playing such great shortstop this year that McDonald has had a few opportunities to get on the field.
261 average. Into shallow center field. Curtis Granderson will get there. And there are 2 outs. Well, feel free to go inside the Big Ten Conference football 4 nights a week with 4 unique shows on the Big Ten Football 4-Pack. Experts bring you game plan breakdowns, interviews, analysis you won't find anywhere else. Catch the Big Ten Football 4-Pack every Tuesday through Friday at 10 p.m. only on the Big Ten Network, the only cure for gridiron deficiency. Lyle Overbay looks at a strike, 0-1. Overbay 1 for 3, a single in the 5th inning. That base hit by Overbay in the 5th snapped an 0 for 16. Here's the 1-1. Make it 1-2. In the air toward left, but again slicing back toward the seats. Overbay hitting here with the bases empty, 2 outs in the 8th. Back in the month of August, picked up the 100th home run of his career. That was against Texas. 14 homers overall this year. Another one toward left field. This in foul ground and out of the reach of Brandon Inge. As Overbay breaks his bat, heads back to the bench. Well, let's see how the Tigers are doing against the other divisions, or all of the divisions. Under 500 against the East. Pretty good against the Central and pretty good against the West.
Yes, but it's been tough playing against that American League East. A lot of people believe that is the toughest division in all of baseball.
Well, if you're going to be over 500 against a division, obviously you want it to be against your division, which has served the Tigers well this year, and giving them an opportunity to be in first place at this point of the season. Bouncing ball right side. Cabrera down to a knee to get it. Knee will cover for the out. 1-2-3 inning for Fouté. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. 49. We're at Comerica Park tonight in downtown Detroit. It is 5-2. The Toronto Blue Jays have the lead, and Scott Downs is the new pitcher now for Toronto.
Scott Downs has had a decent year for the Blue Jays. A really good year. 9 saves and 12 opportunities, but the earned run average is really good. Scott Downs has only allowed 1 run in his last 10 games since coming off the disabled list. He was on the DL, Mario, with a left great toe. What is a left great toe?
What about it?
That's what he was on the DL with.
I've never heard that term before.
Left great toe.
There's a swing and a miss. Here's one thing, though. He's coming in to face 3 big right-handed batters in Cabrera, Thames, and Inge. With that great big...
No, left great toe.
Great left. Here's the 0-1. With the chopper back to the mound. Downs will handle it. Cabrera's out, 1 gone.
They've been able to hold Cabrera in check here tonight at Comerica Park, and that's usually not the case. He has been a really good hitter here at this yard.
There's Marcus Thames. Line drive caught by the shortstop Scutaro. Man, Marcus hit it right on the button.
Knocks Scutaro down. Hey, you can visit the official online shop of the Detroit Tigers at tigers.com. Browse the largest selection of authentic Tigers gear. You can get sweatshirts, jerseys, t-shirts, caps. You can get it all there at the team shop, and you can get it at tigers.com.
Thing almost hit Scutaro on the left great toe. There it is. I'm looking at what you're reading. Still don't get it. Big toe, I'm sure, is what it is. Just another way of saying big toe.
The great toe?
The great toe.
I guess. The big toe would be the great one.
Brandon Inge now with 2 outs. Double and a walk tonight for Brandon. Cito has really utilized that bullpen tonight.
He's managing, isn't he?
He sure is. We talked about how he feels that for the integrity of the game and to be fair to all parts involved in the pennant race, he's got to try and win every game.
I'm sure the Cleveland Indians, who are in Minnesota tonight, are playing their A club as well against the Minnesota Twins for that very reason. And so far, so good from Cleveland. Excuse me, from Minnesota tonight.
Yeah, 3-0 Cleveland. In the top of the 5th inning. Fouled away. 2-2 on Inge. Tigers led 2-0. They got a run in the first, a run in the 5th, and then Toronto scored all 5 of theirs in the 6th inning.
It sure would be nice to go into Minnesota this weekend with a 5-game spread.
If not more. KC coming to town here for a 3-game set. Three and 2.
Downs thought he had strike 3 right there. And he might have.
Swing and a miss. He got it there. So the Tigers go 1-2-3 in the 8th. We are headed to the 9th, where it's 5-2 Toronto. favor of the Jays. They've out-hit the Tigers tonight 10-6. And as we go to the ninth inning, Blue Jays will face a new Tigers pitcher. It's Jeremy Bonderman.
The fourth time we've seen Bonderman since being recalled from AAA. And Bonderman is still pitching himself into shape. And of course, he has spent the majority of the season on the disabled list, but I'm sure the Tigers are somewhat encouraged by the velocity of the fastball that Bonderman has had the few times he's gone out there. He's been anywhere from 92, and he think he's touched 95.
Yeah, there were reports that in his final couple of tune-up appearances in the minor leagues, he was touching 95. So that's obviously where they want to get him to.
He's thrown a few good sliders. That slider not as crisp as it has always been, but as I said, Bonderman's still working himself into shape, and no longer does he throw a changeup. Bonderman throws a split-fingered fastball now, which is the equivalent of his changeup.
Edwin Encarnacion will lead things off against Jeremy Bonderman. We're in the ninth inning, 5-2 Toronto. First pitch inside, 1-0. You know, you mentioned those two pitches, a split finger pitch and a changeup. I would think, at least to my way of thinking, that wouldn't the changeup be easier to master or learn?
Not for Jeremy. I think for some it may be easier to master, but I think by Bonderman throwing that split-fingered fastball, it allows him to throw it the same way he throws his fastball. The one problem that Bonderman had with the changeup,
that is going to go foul,
is he just wouldn't throw it with the same arm speed, the same conviction,
right,
as he was throwing his fastball, and therefore teams could see that. They could see the arm slowing down, but now by him throwing that forkball, he simply throws that just like he's throwing his fastball, but of course the velocity is decreased because of the spreading of the fingers when throwing that pitch.
That's into center field, base hit.
He left that slider up. But it still has to be hit. But this ball just stays up in the strike zone and it's just spinning.
Leadoff man on. That is the 11th hit now for Toronto, and that'll bring up Jose Bautista.
Blue Jays have not been kind to the Tigers this year. In the opening series of the season, they took 3 of 4 from Detroit, and they're threatening to take 3 of 4 here.
It's been a tough season series, regardless of where they played it. Bautista leads the team with 6 sacrifices, but is showing no sign of bunt here. He's ahead in the count, 2-0. Pulled foul, third base side. 2 balls, 1 strike on Jose Bautista. Here are the numbers at Toledo this year for Bonderman. ERA a little over 4. He made 3 starts down at Toledo. Inside, and the count rolls to 3-1. Runner goes on 3-1, line drive. We're going to get a double play out of this.
Thank you very much.
2 gone.
Three and 1. He got a fastball, and Bautista hit an absolute seed at Santiago.
Two gone, and here is Kyle Phillips.
They've hit some balls hard tonight.
A lot of, especially in that 6th inning. That's driven in the air to center field. Granderson cruising over. Side retired. So we will go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Curtis Granderson will lead it off for the Tigers. They need 3. Wednesday, and he's actually going to take an opportunity to thank the fans. He's going to address the fans in that ball game on Wednesday night, and he's going to talk to the team as well. That's going to be, I think, a neat thing here at the ballpark.
It's going to be an emotional night, but it's going to be a good night as well, one of a celebration. Ernie has meant so much to the city of Detroit, and he loves these Tiger fans, and he wanted that opportunity to come down here in person and take the microphone and address the fans. It's going to be a special night.
It will be. And Ernie wanted the opportunity to let people know in this city and all around baseball how much they have meant to him, and he appreciates it. Jason Frazier will take over now. A little light rain falling here at the ballpark as Frazier tries to close this one down for Toronto.
Well, he's pretty much been their closer as of late. He's gotten all the opportunities to close games for Cito Gaston lately.
It'll be Curtis Granderson to lead it off.
As a matter of fact, since the All-Star break, he's 1-0. With 7 saves and a tremendous earned run average under 2.
Randy tonight is 0 for 2 with a base on balls. High pop up into right field, coming to foul ground. Snyder, will he have room? Whoa, into the car he goes. He didn't get it, but he absolutely flew into the seats and almost made an unbelievable play. A for effort.
I think he's got some football mentality.
It sure looked like it on this play.
Oh my goodness. Actually hit right off of his wrist.
He found the wall, then just hurdled it.
They're still playing hard. Why wouldn't they, though?
Sliced down the left field line, and it will land foul. Randy had extra bases there. One and 2 on Curtis Granderson.
Yes, Snyder was a linebacker and a running back.
Was he?
At Jackson High School in Washington.
Oh, to the left. Scudero tried to play it off, and it goes right by him. That looked like a routine ground ball. And Granderson is aboard.
Took a little bit of a tricky hop on Scudero. He's been really good at that shortstop position. He has not committed that many errors, 8, I believe. When he gets over there, it does everything right, but there's nothing he can do. When the ball takes that kind of hop on you, the only thing that he could have done is kept the ball in front of him by not fielding it off to the side, but Granderson still would have been safe at first base.
Well, Alex Avila now will pinch hit for Gerald Laird. One more base runner, and the Tigers bring the tying run to the plate, E6. Avila looks at a strike. First error of the night for either team.
Scudero has gotten a couple of tough errors in this series. One in the opening game when Laird hit a bullet at shortstop and he tried to backhand it and the ball went off of his glove, and then that error right there. Bad hop.
So Avila hitting for Gerald Laird. Avila 1 for 3 as a pinch hitter. Rain's starting to fall again. Two balls, one strike. There's some pop-up showers in the area, and they have made their way to the ballpark.
They've popped up.
It's raining pretty good, actually. So much so now that some of the fans are heading for cover. Not too many of them brought umbrellas tonight. They didn't think they'd need them. Fouled away. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Alex Avila. And a nice start to his big league career. looking for cover. And a base hit into right. Granderson going to second. They're going to wait in the third. A single and a pinch hitting roll for Alex Avila. And here come the Tigers in the ninth.
With Overbay holding Granderson on, a little breaking ball there from Frazier that was ripped right past Overbay. Overbay had no shot. And Granderson looking over at Gene Lamont to get instructions as to what he should do. And Gene said, come on over here.
And so he did. Aubrey Huff now will be announced as a pinch hitter. He'll be batting for Santiago with the rain falling here at the ballpark. He's the tying run at the plate. Nobody out. An error to start the inning and a base hit for Alex Avila. Ball one.
And Jim obviously going for the big fly here, or at least a gapper. And with Huff coming off the bench, 2 for 6 against Frazier.
Two and 0. 24,375 tonight's attendance. Many of them seeking cover right now, hoping for a ninth inning rally. Tigers down by 3. 2 on, nobody out. Frazier behind 2-0. Here it is. Swing and a drive! Way back into right. We are tied.
That's a big fly.
Aubrey Huff in a pinch. 5-5 game.
He killed it. Exactly what Leland had in mind when he sent Huff up there in a pinch hitting role for Santiago.
Wow.
Look at Aubrey. He is fired up, and so is that Tigers dugout.
A 3-run ninth. Aubrey Huff has electrified the crowd. It's a 5-5 game. And here's Cleat Thomas. Fouled back 0-1.
Might as well win it here.
Leland pushing some buttons here in the ninth inning. The error opened the door, but he pinch hits Avila, who singles, and the 3-run shot.
3 of the 4 pinch hitters he has called on today have gotten base hits.
Bouncing ball back up the middle. Ranging right is Hill. And Thomas is out, 1 gone.
They tried to sneak a 2-0 piece of cheese by him on the inner third of the plate, and Aubrey wasn't having none of that. Uh-oh, a little flip action. Uh-oh. I see you.
He knew that thing was gone immediately. Through the rain, back into the seats. Aubrey Huff has tied this game 5-5. There's a strike called on Placido Polanco. That is the first career pinch hit homer for Aubrey Huff, and it comes in a pennant race here for the Tigers.
Does that mean we're going to see DeLugas make his debut in the field?
We could.
At shortstop?
We could. Everett is gone. Santiago is gone. Frazier has given up 3. Polanco slaps one foul down the right field line. 1-2. don't know why, but that home run brings to memory the home run that Matt Stairs hit down the stretch against KC at the end of '06.
Remember that?
This one at a key spot with a lot more time left here in September, but a huge blow nonetheless. Here's the 1-2, and he fought it off to stay alive. So much for that bat. Well, we mentioned the crowd tonight of better than 24,000, and during a little bit of rain here, the heavy stuff has tapered off a little bit.
Why in the world would they try to stick a 2-0 fastball inside by Huff anyway?
I don't know. It's sitting in the seats right now. The 1-2. That's popped up. Scudero. 2 gone. Action in the Detroit bullpen. Perry, the right-hander, Bobby C, the left-hander. Here's Ordonez. Maglio takes a breaking ball that drops in for strike 1.
I don't think we have mentioned during the course of the broadcast, but Fernando Rodney is serving a 2-game suspension. And so he is not available tonight. It was a 3-game suspension. They appealed it, and it was reduced to 2 games.
Well, I guess that was the purpose of the appeal, to see if they can get it reduced, and they did, down to 2 games. And the Tigers decided, let's start it right now, so he's not available tonight or tomorrow. 1 ball and 1 strike on Maglio Ordonez. And a ground ball left side. It's going to get through. Base hit. Winning run is on as Ordonez picks up his 2nd hit of the game. And he's going to give Cabrera a shot to win it. Wilkin Ramirez coming on now to pinch run for Maglio.
Wilkin has the ability to steal second base, but I wouldn't steal second base here, even though it's been a slow night at the plate for Cabrera. If he does steal, Cabrera will not get anything to hit whatsoever. They would simply walk him. And I'm sure the Tigers know as much.
So Miguel, who is 0 for 4, standing in now against Frazier. Already 1 dramatic hit in this inning. The home run by Aubrey Huff in a pinch hitting role. Now Cabrera.
Blue Jays outfielders are playing really deep, no doubles depth, which means they do not want the ball hit over their heads. But a gapper will score Ramirez.
Well, Marco Scudero committed the error to start the inning, and that seemed to open the floodgates. Tigers able to tie it up 2 batters later. High fly ball right field. Snyder going back, edge of the track to retire the side, but a big inning for Detroit. They're able to tie this thing up. We will go to the 10th inning. It's the Tigers 5 and the Blue Jays 5. Clay Thomas moving from left to right. Other changes for Detroit here tonight. Brent DeLugich is now at short. Alex Avila takes over behind the plate. And on the mound, your final change here is Ryan Perry.
46 game now that Ryan has been in. His strikeout numbers are outstanding against 52 in the third innings. However, the walk total way too high. But Perry's one of those guys that can overpower some right-handed hitters with an overpowering fastball and a good slider. And when he's getting to that real good arm slot, which gives it some nice depth once it gets to the strike zone.
Well, so Brent DeLugich, who came on to pinch run earlier in this series, is getting his first action since being called up in the field. And Travis Snyder leads it off against Ryan Perry. Here we go in the 10th. It is a strike called, 0-1. 3-run homer by Aubrey Huff in the bottom of the 9th has tied this one up. Of Avila knocked it off.
I'd like to see Granderson in center field back up a couple steps. Snyder's got some pop in his bat. Granderson's playing real shallow in center field, which he always does, but I'd like to see him give Snyder a few steps here.
Going 2 on Snyder, doubled and scored in the 6th.
All the hitters really that are coming up in this inning, I'd like to see him back up a little bit.
Went around, strike 3. Avila will throw him out.
Good slider there by Perry in a really nice area. Nice job by Avila behind the plate, smothering it. You can't do no damage down there with that slide piece.
Here's the top of the order, Marco Scutaro. One single to his credit tonight and a run scored. Looks like the rain has stopped. It's coming down pretty good there in the bottom of the 9th. Strike 1 on Scutaro. Verlander started this game, gave up 5 in the 6th, and eventually pitched 7 innings before Fute-Ni came on. Then Bonderman. They each threw a scoreless inning, and now Perry in the 10th. Ground ball, shortstop side. DeLugich fouls it, can't handle it into short left. Hit sharply off the bat of Scutaro, and the go-ahead run is on.
Couple of steps. He's going to try to backhand this ball. If he fields it cleanly, he probably gets the out at first base. But once he mishandled it, he kicked it with that right foot, no longer able to get the out.
Speaking of out, here comes Jim Leyland out of the dugout to have a chat with Perry. Aaron Hill due up next. 1 on, 1 out.
He was talking only to Perry, and my guess is he wants to stay away from Hill first and foremost. He does not want to give him too much inside because that's where most of his power is. But he also does not want him to pay too much attention to Scutaro on first base. You can think about him, you can throw over there, but when you throw the ball home, you cannot be thinking about that base runner. All of your attention has to be focused on Hill.
Ball 1. Tigers have used 16 players tonight, and the only men remaining on their bench are Carlos Guillen and Dusty Ryan. Everybody else has played. That's low. 2 balls, no strikes.
It's a dangerous count here with Aaron Hill.
Hill with 2 hits, including an RBI single. Lifts this one in the air to center. Here comes Granderson. Scudero retreats. There are 2 outs. And here's Lynn. And here comes Leland to take Perry out of the game. He wants Bobby C for this batter. So the Tigers going right back to the bullpen. And so in a 5-5 game in the 10th, Tigers go back to the pen. Perry is out. C is in. We'll be back. In their victory against the Toronto Blue Jays, 3 scoreless innings in that game.
Well, Minor came in and did a pretty good job for sure, and also Lyon pitched a scoreless 8th before they turned it over to Fernando Rodney, who preserved the win for the Tigers in the ball game last night.
Rodney was able to come on and slam the door. And the Tigers were able to get a win. So now here is Bobby C to face Lynn. And he pops up the first pitch. Shallow left field. Don Kelly coming on. He's there and he makes the catch. C throws 1 pitch. We'll go to the bottom of the 10th. It's raining again.
Open the floodgates. A pinch hitter, Avila, comes up. He whistles one to right, and then you've got Aubrey Huff in a pinch hitting role. 2-0 fastball that leaked right back over the heart of the plate. He flipped it back because he knew it was gone, and that's where we stand right now, 5-5.
What an exciting ninth inning. The Tigers have gone out of time. Now they'll try and win in the bottom of the 10th. We're at Comerica Park here in downtown Detroit. Glad to have you with us this evening. Mario and Pemba, Rod Allen, watching an outstanding ball game here tonight. Brady Klima is our producer. Brian Moss is our director here this evening. And Brian Wolf is the new Blue Jays pitcher.
He's got some ugly numbers. That much is for certain, but that can happen when you've only pitched in 10 games and you have 1 or 2 bad outings. And as we know, Marcus Thames is standing in scoring position right now in that batter's box.
Marcus 0 for 4, hit the ball hard his last at bat, lining it to the shortstop. This is Wolf's second stint for Toronto from their AAA team in Las Vegas. Wave and a miss, 0-2.
That's a long flight, isn't it? Las Vegas to Toronto.
It's a long flight, and it's got to be somewhat tough, I would think, to concentrate when you're playing in Las Vegas, too.
You got that right. Meal money doesn't last very long there.
No, it does not. The 0-2 pitch. Missed it inside, 1-2.
Most teams like to have their AAA affiliate close enough to where if they call up a guy during the day, they can get to the big league club. It's almost impossible where they are.
Kind of like Toledo with Detroit.
Exactly. And several teams these days with their affiliates.
Almost hit it. 2-2. Yeah, if your team's in Las Vegas, you got to hope you're playing out on the West Coast, I suppose. If you want to get a guy there quickly, otherwise it's a lengthy trip to Toronto. Ainge on deck. The 2-2 is high. 3-2. Wolf's another one of these guys who spent a lot of time in the minor leagues, about 8.5 years before the Blue Jays called him up in 2007. Here's a 3-2. Fouled it off. Swing and a miss. Marcus is out of there via the strikeout. 1 gone in the 10th.
Wolf's got a nice arm. That fastball was firm at 96 miles an hour. Here it is, hit it. 4-seam fastball.
Here's Brandon Inge. Spins him out of there, 1-0. Brandon had a walk-off in August against KC. 2-0. Here are the walk-off wins for the Tigers this year. There have been 6 of them. Polanco did it last back on the 3rd against Cleveland with a sacrifice fly. 2-1.
What was that at 91 miles an hour? Couldn't have been a slider. It had to be a cutter.
Held up. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Wolf's got a good arm. He's got some nice movement with his fastball. 93 mile per hour sinker, 91 mile per hour cutter. We saw that 4-seam fastball at 96. We hear you, partner.
3 balls, 1 strike. Fouled away, 3-2. He injured the ball game, a double and a walk. Bonus baseball here tonight as we play in the 10th, tied at 5. Tigers tied it up with a 3-run pinch hit homer from Aubrey Huff in the bottom of the 9th inning. 3-2 pitch. Inside, ball 4, winning run is on. Now Curtis Granderson. Curtis hit that ground ball that Scudero was unable to handle to start off the bottom of the 9th. Opened the door for the Tigers slightly, and then they busted it open.
This much I do know. It really doesn't matter how hard Wolf is throwing. If he continues to fall behind these Tigers hitters, he has fallen behind all 3 of them in this inning.
Missed again, 2-0. Well, he's living dangerously here.
Oh, for sure. Brandon's got those gimpy knees, but if Curtis finds a gap, he'll have to score.
Way outside, 3 balls and no strikes.
Remember that game in Houston when Brandon had to score?
I do.
Running around the bases?
I do remember that.
Laird hit one to the wall. 3 balls, no strikes.
I'm wondering if he's got an opportunity to swing here if he wants to. 3-0.
They do. He pops it up.
Get out of here.
Heading back toward the seats. Looks like it'll get there. May will.
That's one thing we've seen Jim do a whole lot of this year. He has been giving a lot of guys the hit sign. 3 balls, no strikes.
Another walk. It's going to push the winning run to second base. Back-to-back base on balls. And now Wolf will have a party convening on the mound. Ironsburg out, the pitching coach. Alex Avila, the hitter. Brandon started things off with a 1-out walk, and now Granderson has drawn a base on balls. And Avila, who had a huge pinch hit single in the 9th, batting here in the 10th.
If you're Avila, you have to be sitting on your fastball right here. You know that Wolf is falling behind every single hitter that has come to the dish here in the 10th inning. And after a visit from the pitching coach, usually that next pitch is a fastball.
So get ready to swing.
Get ready to swing. It's a breaking ball. Just take it.
Bouncing ball hit to the right side. Overbay has it. He'll fire to second and throw it away. It's off the glove. Here comes in trying to score, and he will. And the Tigers with another walk-off win.
Scudero made another error.
Oh, this is a good win for the ball club tonight.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
And they are feeling it. Avila put it in play, and the Blue Jays defense did the rest.
It looked like Wolf threw him something off speed, and he had Avila kind of out in front. And it looked like a double play ball, but the Tigers got one here.
This is one of those pennant stretch victories that could be special.
Looked like a perfect throw there, but it looked like also that Curtis was sliding in that white uniform, and Scudero lost it, and Brandon Inge was running with his head on the swivel, never took his eye off the baseball, and he was able to score rather easily.
It almost appeared as Scutaro was trying to turn that double play before he really had the ball. And his second error, fielder's choice E6 is the ruling on that play, but a big win tonight for the Tigers. And once it rolled away from Scutaro, it was lights out. Right now we check in with Mickey York for a preview of tonight's Tigers Live. Mickey.
All right, Mario, thank you. Maybe you can just blame it on the rain. Aubrey Huff's blast to the precision